Taxes are one of the primary sources of revenue for governments worldwide. They are essential for funding public services, infrastructure projects, and maintaining a stable economy. However, tax increases often spark debates, as they can significantly impact individuals, businesses, and the overall economy. Understanding why taxes rise requires an examination of economic, political, and social factors that drive these decisions. One of the main reasons for tax increases is the need for government revenue. Governments rely on taxes to fund essential services such as healthcare, education, national defense, transportation, and social welfare programs. When government expenditures exceed revenues, a budget deficit occurs, which often leads to tax hikes to close the gap. Rising government debt can also contribute to tax increases, as borrowing money to fund programs is not always sustainable in the long run. Economic conditions play a significant role in tax policy. During periods of economic downturn or recession, governments may raise taxes to compensate for declining revenue. A struggling economy often results in lower business profits, decreased consumer spending, and rising unemployment, which reduce tax collections. In response, policymakers may increase taxes to stabilize government finances. Conversely, during periods of economic growth, tax cuts may be implemented to stimulate further investment and consumer spending. Inflation is another factor that influences tax increases. As the cost of living rises, governments may need to adjust tax policies to maintain public services and pay for increasing expenditures. Inflation also affects the value of money, leading to higher costs for infrastructure projects, salaries of public employees, and social benefits. To keep up with these rising costs, governments may raise taxes to maintain financial stability. Public spending and social programs are also key drivers of tax hikes. As societies evolve, demands for better healthcare, education, social security, and environmental protection increase. Governments often respond by expanding social programs and improving public services, which require additional funding. If existing tax revenues are insufficient, tax increases become necessary to meet these growing demands. In democratic systems, elected officials may implement tax hikes to fulfill campaign promises and address societal needs, even if these decisions are unpopular. Global and geopolitical factors can also contribute to tax increases. Wars, natural disasters, and international crises often require governments to allocate additional funds for emergency response, defense, and reconstruction. In such cases, raising taxes becomes a necessary measure to support national security and recovery efforts. Additionally, changes in global trade policies, tariffs, and economic sanctions can impact national economies, leading governments to adjust tax rates accordingly. Another significant reason for tax increases is pension and healthcare obligations. As populations age, governments must allocate more resources to pensions and healthcare systems. Many countries face rising healthcare costs due to advancements in medical technology, increasing life expectancy, and higher demand for medical services. To sustain these systems and prevent financial strain, tax rates may be adjusted to generate additional revenue. Tax increases can also result from shifts in government policy and ideology. Some administrations prioritize progressive taxation, where higher-income individuals and corporations pay a larger share of taxes to promote wealth redistribution and reduce income inequality. Other governments may favor lower taxes to encourage economic growth and attract investment. These policy shifts often depend on political leadership, economic philosophy, and public sentiment. Additionally, changes in tax laws and loopholes can influence tax increases. Governments regularly review tax policies to close loopholes that allow individuals and corporations to avoid paying their fair share. When tax avoidance becomes widespread, governments may introduce new regulations and raise tax rates to compensate for lost revenue. Tax reforms may also target specific industries or activities that generate substantial income, such as digital services, luxury goods, and carbon emissions. Despite the necessity of tax increases in certain situations, they can have significant consequences. Higher taxes can reduce disposable income, lower consumer spending, and discourage business investments. In some cases, excessive taxation can lead to capital flight, where individuals and businesses relocate to countries with lower tax burdens. Policymakers must carefully balance tax policies to ensure economic growth while maintaining sufficient public funding. In conclusion, tax increases are driven by a combination of economic, social, political, and global factors. Governments must continuously adapt tax policies to address budget deficits, inflation, public spending needs, and economic fluctuations. While tax hikes are often controversial, they play a crucial role in maintaining essential services and ensuring financial stability. The challenge for policymakers is to implement fair and effective tax policies that support economic growth while meeting the needs of society.